Two guys, one review, one review. All right, we're officially starting the first episode of Two Guys, One Review, and I highly apologize for the cheesy intro. We're on a budget now, so this is how things are going to be for a while. Tony, first thought, She-Hulk, what do you think?
Honestly, saw it one time. It's really all I need to see again.
How are you going to do episode 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, true. How many episodes are in the series? What is it, like 10?
I have no
idea.
idea.
Are they even done with the series?
I have no idea. I actually don't follow Marvel like that anymore. Endgame was actually the end game for me. Episode 1 was what? Normal amount of rage. I felt an excessive amount of rage watching it. I'm pretty sure, I'll get Tony to crop the scene in, but they literally CGI'd a Jeep, or it was like motion picture. I don't know. It was kind of weird, but overall, let's start with the negatives. What's the negatives to you?
The writing I think was bad. The acting was definitely not great. The storyline not great. That all goes hand in hand. I think largely it just kind of simulates what movies have become, where it's just too much CGI, too much special effects, and not enough really acting to back it up.
I agree with you. I mean, I've definitely noticed a decline of we can call imagination nowadays, where writing and I guess the direction that movies go in really make no sense. I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi, major disappointment. I'm a big Star Wars fan, Check me out on Battlefront if you want. Maybe I'll stream that one day, but, they completely destroyed that in general. They made Darth Vader look like an idiot. Obi-Wan literally makes no sense. He's a crumbling old man. And then you watch She-Hulk, and Bruce Banner is literally the same thing. So it's the same formula over and over again, and, it's just sludge at this point.
It was definitely a letdown from previous Marvel movies, where it just left something to be desired. I kept waiting to laugh. I kept waiting to find some enjoyment in it. Hopefully the next episode, maybe, but the first one, especially the first episode, where you're supposed to hook people in the first one, it's supposed to be potentially the best episode of the series. And this one definitely just did not sit well with me with that.
Well, that's usually how it goes. The pilot is essentially what brings in the audience, and if your pilot is weak like that, I mean, it's not really going to bring much people in. The only people that are going to watch it are, a certain group of individuals that find that interesting. But, we're here to be honest. We're here to be real. We brought up the negatives. I mean, positives, there was one or two scenes that did make me laugh. Kind of fell short. I thought that everything was a mess. The car accident made no sense. The blood in her arm made no sense. She goes into a bar after getting into an accident and people are putting clothes on her. Like, that never happens. Where's 911? Where's urgency? There's no urgency. So it just shows that in that universe, people are, slightly idiotic and they have no, I guess, common sense when it comes to, grave situations. I mean, even in the courtroom. She gets in a fight in the courtroom and it's like, what are we watching? I don't know. I can go on and on about the negatives, but positives, I have to say, 2 laughs. Similar situation with Thor: Love and Thunder. I mean, it just falls short. They try to make it too funny. There's no serious tone anymore, and they're trying to, I guess, show us that there's humorous ways of introducing new comic book villains, which really makes no sense.
Yeah. Positives, I can definitely say it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but I do agree that the trend with Marvel now is it's geared a lot more towards maybe like the young audience, where they're just trying to get laughs out of jokes that aren't necessarily too funny, and it's not as serious as some of the previous films. I get it, you got to go into these with some imagination, but I think they're taking it a little too far at this point. They're sacrificing like the content for that. So
yeah, and they're sacrificing the OGs too. There was a bar, a bar stool or a bar table or something like that had Tony Stark's initials in it, and it gets destroyed, and the only initials that get engraved into the table in general is Jen Walters. So Tony Stark snapped his fingers to bring back half of the universe for nothing. And then the bloop doesn't really get assessed that way. I mean, Bruce Banner went through hell. His girlfriend or lover essentially died to bring back one of the Soul Stones so that they could save the universe. And, just no one touches on it. No one gives I can't really swear, so no one gives a heck about Hulk's feelings, which,
yeah.
He has a bunch of. He's the Hulk, goddammit, so... She-Hulk, another negative is that she portrays being a hero in a negative manner. I don't think that it should be that way. I've always believed that female protagonists are supposed to be strong. Example, if you've watched Banshee, Anastasia in Banshee, insane. She kicks everyone's ass. You know, she's a Russian mobster's daughter. That's, you know, a female protagonist. Then you got Ripley from Aliens. Prey, good example. Could have, you know, they could have made it a little bit harder for her, but still, there's female protagonists there that whoop some ass. And it's impressive when they do because they have to fall, get beat up, and get back up. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways. I mean, I'm not here just to praise male superheroes because female superheroes are equally as important.
Right.
They're equally as impressive. When Black Widow first comes in and she kicks the shit out of those two secret agents, that was insane. That's some crazy jujitsu right there. Ronda Rousey type shit. And that's why I think Ronda Rousey's extremely impressive too. You know, she has a lot of hypocrisy with all these other fans and whatnot, but skill set is there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a new. I think they're trending in a different direction. Obviously, they got picked up by Disney. That might have something to do with it. Just the direction they're headed in, though, is definitely geared towards like a younger audience, things like that. So, but I think we've covered most of it. So, with that said, like let's give some ratings. It's only the first episode, so we'll take them lightly. But 1 to 5, Devin, what'd you think? First episode, She-Hulk.
Well, 1 to 5. If it wasn't for how she approached the whole hero narrative in general, and you know how she describes Tony Stark and Captain America, Steve Rogers, obviously, R.I.P. the greats. I'll have to give it a 1, and a 1 in my eye is like a mosquito. So I'll definitely check out the other episodes. Got to make the content. Got to check it out. Our reviews are pretty slim and simple. We'll drop review 2 probably within the next week or so. Go from there. But what's your rating?
First episode, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2. Here's why I'm not gonna give it a 1, being the worst. I like the raw idea they had. It's different. It's something that hasn't really been portrayed in Marvel before. It's a new chapter in the Hulk series, which they haven't really gone too in depth for in the past. So I think it has the potential as the series goes on to improve. I think the raw idea is great, even the execution so far has been bad. But it's only first episode, so I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the way they're touching on female characters is, definitely interesting without a doubt. But come on, put in some effort, make her go through hell, show us how strong females really are, because we all know how strong they actually are. You know what I mean? Single mothers out there got to work their asses off to make it through the day. Show us how much She-Hulk has to work to make it through the day. You could bleep that part out because that's how it goes. But I mean, we're gonna keep in touch. We're gonna keep watching it, and give us a like, give us a subscribe. It's a new channel. We're trying to start new things out, and highly appreciated. Give us some comments if you want us to do reviews on some other things.